Yeah, it works. Hey, nice. Okay, now I just need to screenshot for you. Okay. Okay, let's get this rodeo started. So, steel. Let's go over A point first.
Scout, calling here.
This is A. It's a point. There's a gate
No
here.
way.
This gate opens once you cap A. There's also drop down. This also opens when you cap A. There's a barrel here. You can do memes, you can stand and sit in the barrel. It's not good. Everyone knows about this.
I didn't know about it.
Ah, you're retarded, that's why. Okay.
Toxic.
So, usually, no one holds A. Period. It's just not a good strat. Sometimes though, like, teams put their scout and soldier here to delay a bit. But generally, no one holds A. Usually what people do is they put their spy, he hides somewhere on these rocks here, these rocks here, these rocks here, those rocks, in the bush. You have the nice strafe jump here, right? I'm shit at it. I'm a spy man, don't blame. Okay, I can't do it, I'm a spy man. Now, obviously, this shitty roof thing, and then they like can sit there, or they can sit on the sign here, or they can sit like a crouch retard spot right here. And there's also a thing where if your soldier whips you at the beginning of the game, you can do this jump, and you can sit like right in this window frame, because you get the perfect speed to just crouch slide into this from there. So this is actually a good spot. Not many people check this. Other thing they might do is put some stickies on the point, like on this ship, top left, whatever, right, stuff like that. Generally, and then the spy calls it. So main ID for spy. No, just wait, man. I'm nowhere close to done. So, yeah. Why does your spy hide on A? Because you want intel on A. Basically, spy on this map is kind of boring. The only kills you're usually getting are like coordinated kills or killing snipers, and besides that, you're just sitting anywhere at the cloak and dagger calling intel. And this is usually true for both attack and defense. Okay. There are some spies that DR on steel, so they go gun spy instead. That also works somewhat. But yeah, generally you're playing cloak and dagger and just calling intel, especially on defense, and it's super boring, and you hate your life when you do that. Okay. But yeah, the idea is you survive, and then you can call if they're either if there's no one here, if they're pushing B basically, or if they push through this gate or shit, or if they go drop down. So you can call shit basically. If you don't want to sit here, yeah, see STV camera basically. That's what you are. You're just a really shitty STV camera that's doing nothing with this light. And then you can also sit in a wide room cloak somewhere. This nice spot. You don't really have to be there. I would like in lower depths, it's really good to try to survive here just to learn the map a bit better, right? Okay, that's it. And no one holds here exactly that. Okay.
I got a question for A.
Yes.
More
go
like
ahead.
I don't know, something like a tidbit or a curiosity of mine. Back in like 2015 or some shit like that, there was a glitch at this door when you go to white.
Yeah, not allowed to do that. You mean the pyro glitch?
Yeah, the one with the back.
You can do that still, but you're not allowed to do it. It's
Oh
banned.
shit! Really?
Yeah, it's a bannable thing.
Oh come on!
Yeah,
like,
that's true for
20
any
fucking
door actually, on any map. You're just not
Dude,
allowed to shoot through doors like that as pyro.
Oh come on! I dropped like 20 fucking medics in steel. Like,
Yeah,
in
but it's just
2015.
not allowed. If you do it in comp
Oh.
game, you get automatic forfeit on your match.
Oh.
So I wouldn't use it.
Damn.
Yeah, there's a couple other glitches and shit on upward and stuff that are also banned for similar reasons. Like, you know how on upward third, you can jump over the gate and shoot crit rockets into blue spawn? Yeah, that's not allowed, right?
Come on,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, shit like that's not allowed.
So shit, it's not patched.
Yeah, shit, that's not
Yeah.
patched, but it's broken. Same thing with
okay.
another thing that's actually not a glitch, but is still banned, is the teleporter in drop down on upward last.
No,
Like the gate that closes
Oh,
after you
really?
cap third. Yeah, you can't put a telly there. If you do that, it's also automatic forfeit.
Yeah, because you can just hide in there.
Because it's fucking broken. You can just literally teleport your entire team onto the telly at the same time, and you just rush through. It's really fucking stupid. And then you're just on their bats and you just fucking rape them. It's super broken. So that's super. Yeah. That's just not fun. That's why it's not allowed. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So A, we went over A. Not really much to say here besides that this is called AE connector because it connects A to E. Wow. Now technically it connects A to wide room, but it still connects A to E generally, right? And it's also called gate. usually. This is somewhat gate is somewhat confusing because there's multiple things on this map people call gate. So I would always call it AE connector or they're coming wide room, right? That's much easier to say. So this area here is wide room. This is very important area of map. We'll get into this later. Okay.
Yeah,
then you have
15
the
minutes later.
then you have the E point, and you have connector or BCE connector. Don't call this BC connector because that's another connector. So this is
Oh my god.
this is connector. Okay, that's the easiest way to say it. Because this is just the most important connector on the map, so you call it connector. Usually.
You could just also call it just con.
Yeah, or con, and you have lower connector, which is this general area, or here, right? And then you have upper connector, which is with the grades and shit. I'll get into all that later. So now we'll start. So B, right? Let's start with defense. It's easier to explain. It automatically explains offense as well. So on the start, let's go over engineer first. Engineer puts a gun here, walks out, puts a tele somewhere around here. Don't put it at spawn or don't put it here because you can't spy check it. That's very important for some. I'll get into that in a sec. Usually it's just fine to put the tele entrance here. Then get a dispenser right here on this second pole. This is very important for your pyro that you put it here and not here. And then another thing you want to do is just walk up, grab this ammo, and then put the tele down. Okay. Not exactly that order. Usually you don't have enough ammo to put the dispenser down straight away, so you first do the tele, then you do the dispenser. And then you teleport back with Eureka effect, right? And then you upgrade your gun, move it in, and you put it right here or right here. Okay? Now for the rest of your team. Your heavy at the start of the game is gonna walk through there, he's gonna sit here. Nice in the buff. Basically your heavy's job on this first is just deny this connector. That's it. So just, that's all you're doing, right? That's the reason you put the tele here. So if your heavy has to drop down, you can go back up quickly, right? Yeah, so they have to all, so it's not, yeah, for them it's basically not enough to kill your heavy. They also have to go past this to kill the tele as well. That's basically the idea. And that's the reason you want to put the tele like right here and not all the way at spawn. Because if the spy's behind, your team's all going to be fighting in this area and no one's going to be checking the teleport entrance. So their spy can take the tele while no one watching it and then he can stab your heavy. And that's something you want to avoid. Okay? That's why you put it somewhere visible, so your NG can look at it and your medic can look at it to see if someone takes it so your heavy doesn't die. Okay? Then at the beginning of the game, your demo basically plays here. Right? Watching this choke. You don't peek this sideline because the sniper usually sits here. They also sometimes have a gun right there. Like looking like this. And your sniper is gonna take a 1v1 either by taking this angle or like doing this window peek here. Stuff like that, right? Or peeking here, peeking far back. Like whatever works for your sniper. But basically your sniper is gonna have a 1v1 here. So as demo you don't want to peek this unless their sniper's dead, right? But yet you do want to put like spam into them, basically. At the beginning of the game it's nice to put like sticky traps right above this door. Very common is on this health kit as well. Or like on the other side on the ammo kit. Or above this door and then it gets called by your heavy. If they're like trying to push him then you can death and you kill the people pushing him, right? And you have this thing here you can put some sticks on as well, right? And then your pyro, he plays right here. Basically, your demo plays like right behind your pyro using... Basically, they play together and they hold main. The demo also switches, maybe jumps up with your heavy to help him if it's needed, right? That makes sense. So your demo's kind of like the rotating pressure and your pyro's holding this door and your heavy holds this. So why do you do it like this, right? So if you hold this door and you have this gun here, right? This gun wrangles into that. It wrangles into drop down. If you put it here, it doesn't have to, but like it wrangles it there and Fang wrangles there, right? So if they want to Uber, right? If they want to push, they have to Uber here, or they have to Uber here if they don't do coordinated sap, right? So they have to Uber really early, which means by the time their Uber runs out, they're still on low ground, and you could have backed off, and you have high ground, and you can now spam them down really easily, right? That's the basic idea there. So this gun, if you keep your gun up, it forces them to pop early, basically, right? So that's why your pyro and demo play like spam into the choke and don't just like chill back all the way here, because their sniper wants to, of course, peek your engineer, take him down, get the gun down, right? Because if he gets the gun, that's really good for them. It means they don't have to pop instantly, right? So that's basically what you're trying to avoid. Just not giving them any space to even try to do that. So at the beginning of the game, right, your Pyro's playing here, right, to back up that main. So what does he do? Spy obviously also has to cross at the beginning of the game, right? Now, there's only two ways to go. You can go through main, or you can go here. Now, this is a fucking chokey ass area which is really easy to spy check by your heavy, right? Bunch of bullets, he'll die. 100%, right? So, this, Pyro can just wait, like count 1, 2 after the round starts, gates open, he counts 1, 2.5 and he starts flaming, and then you just keep the flame up. That's it.
Oh,
You
so
just
that's why
press
the
mouse
dispenser is
1
there.
and you do this.
Okay, so that's why the dispenser is there.
Yes,
Okay.
so you have infinite ammo. And you can
Yeah.
just keep sitting here and they can't do fuck. Wow. So I'll instantly tell you a nice strat you can use to counter this, to get your spy behind if you want to. It's by charging like waiting for the sniper 1 for a sec, then your demo charging a sticky right here, like damaging the Pyro a bit, forcing him to back off a bit, right? And then your spy can cross while he does that. Like if you time that correctly, right? That's a nice coordinated strat to deal with that. The issue with that though is it doesn't completely work. Because your Pyro can sit far enough back that he can't take any significant damage that doesn't instantly get healed by the dispenser and medic. So
Yeah, because flames are stupidly good.
yeah, it's really long range. So you can sit all the way back here and you don't really take, like, you only will take like 20 damage from stickies being put there. So you can just keep sitting here at the right range and you just can keep flaming. And they won't get past. That's really nice, right? If their spy doesn't get past, they can never coordinate a sap on your gun. And that's really important. So now I've told you the positioning of all your combo classes, right? And your engineer. And your sniper, basically. I like your if they push in, of course, your sniper backs off, plays back the gun, whatever, right? That's obvious. But if they somehow take some space, you back off a bit, and then you bait them in, and you basically funnel them into this, try to force them in on this low ground. You milk your Uber a bit, have a better Uber, you clean them all up. That's the basic idea there, right? So you basically, the idea with this whole is just force them early. So where would your medic be playing in this situation, right? If your Pyro's playing like right here, your heavy's right there, your engineer's right here, your sniper's there, and your demo's from somewhere around here, right? Where would your medic optimally be to heal those players? Anyone have a nice educated guess here, looking at this point?
Behind the demo.
Yeah, so no, so right here, the answer. So the dispenser's right here, which means if they try to peek this with a demo, your Pyro and the dispenser will be body blocking automatically. That's one thing. Second thing, if you play right here, really easy to just go here above heavy, really easy to go here above sniper, really easy to buff demos, Pyro, engineer, like everyone, right? That's the nice thing. Okay. So yeah, exactly, that's fine. So this is basically it, this wall. Well, why this wall? Because you can't get stabbed here. Simple reason, right? How are they ever gonna stab you here? What's nice about this is you can really easily spy check that teleporter, spy check your NG, so they can't go for coordinated saps as easy, right? You can just watch around, see shit happen before it happens, and you really don't have to like look at the people you're healing, because you click them, look around a bit, click, see if they need an arrow, that's it, right? It's a really relaxed place to be as medic. Okay?
Got a question.
Yes.
Can the spy come from B connector? If they cap A and the spy goes like
Exactly, yeah,
then-
so that's usually what the enemy team will do. They'll just first cap A and then they start doing some other shit. I'll get into that in a sec.
Alright.
So, at the beginning of the game, right, I saw no one hold A. So where's your soldier at the beginning of the game? Your soldier at the beginning of the game is up with your heavy here. Right? Because, just sometimes what teams like to do is they like to put like 4 people through here with buffs and they just rush the heavy down to deal with it straight away. So then later they can try to put their sniper here to get like angles on your gun and shit and your medic. Whatever, right? So they'll try to rush a fuck ton of players up here and get you down. Usually if you have a soldier here with him though, and your soldier and heavy both have buffs, they won't be able to do that instantly. Right? So you'll just have enough pressure. That's the general idea there. Okay?
Well, they wouldn't do that if I'm watching it though, would they?
No, they could never run up, though. Like, if they send 4 people here and you have a soldier and a heavy, this is a choke. So they'll just die. It's a funnel. And those 2 classes just deny that. Okay? So there's nothing much they can do against that. As on attack, generally if your attack has, your defense has to fuck up for them to do anything. Like either your medic doesn't send enough heals there, or they just miss and waste your soldier wastes ammo or something like that, right? So they won't be able to do that. Now there's one issue with this, which you just pointed out, right? Oh yeah, you guys know that on Steel you can only you can always cap E no matter what the situation is, right? Like, and as soon as they cap E, you lose. So you just pointed out something, right? Once they cap A, right?
Yeah.
That gate opens up, so they can now go onto E. And if they get a really nice hold set up on E, right? You lose because they win because they cap the last point. Okay? So how do you avoid this, right? So here's the big brain strategy you can use to block E. It's called rotating your combo from B to E. It's very big brain. So to get some buy some time for you to do that, usually what you'll do is right before they cap A, your soldier and your scout. Your scout, by the way, is just roaming a bit the entire time this is happening, by the way. Like he's just spy checking, whatever. Scout can also be on A solo a bit, just trying to delay a bit. If you can 1v2 their flank, if they only send 2 people there, that's usually okay. Right, buys you a bit of time. He can do that. But the general idea is, right, as soon as they almost cap A, your soldier and scout, they like rotate, either through spawn or through BCE, and they basically wanna just get set up, like, somewhere right here. Not too close, you don't wanna be trying to peek this when the gate opens, or maybe shoot like one quick rocket to build some conch if you want, right? Generally you don't wanna peek this because they might have like a sniper and a sentry just getting ready to fuck you when you do. Right, so be careful of that. But usually you wanna like chill like somewhere back here, right? So if they only send like 3 players here, right, you can deal with that. But obviously if they send a lot of people, you can't deal with that, right? And this is where your spy comes in. So your spy, who's been sitting like a brave boy on mid for the first 2 minutes of the game, like the 1 minute setup time and the 40 seconds that took them to cap A usually. He can now see, wow, there's 9 people on A, and they all seem to look to push towards wide room. Well, what should your flank do if that's the situation? Right? Well,
Wait, you guys in the server? I should join the server, one sec.
Just don't let them pass through, I don't know.
yeah, connects in general. Anyhow, what do you think your flank should do when you know there's 9 people about to push into them? Should they A, hold their ground, try to get a kill? Or should they B, get back?
Should get back.
Hold their ground.
Nice. So one general rule on Steel is on red team, when you're defending, you don't want to die. And the simple reason for that is the respawn timer for red team on Steel is 20 seconds. That's super long. So you don't want to die on defense. So it's always better to give up a bit of space than to get fucking rushed by 5 guns and now you don't have a flank. Okay? So what you do is okay, so now the only question is, they're pushing with 9 people. Which direction do I back out to? So there's 2 options, right? You can back out this way, and then you can go here, or you can back out this way, you can go like this, right, towards that direction. Or you can back out this direction straight away, right? So what do you think is better?
On the right, going to the right.
Yeah, towards D, basically. So if you're flank, you always want to have at least 1 person survive in wide room, and that 1 person should then try to back out towards D. Preferably both if you do it, right? So the reason for this is once your combo rotates in, they're gonna usually be rotating towards from this angle, right? Because usually they're set up there, so the quickest way for them to get in is to walk from here, like this, to this. This is the quickest way to see what's happening on E, right? So if you get your flank to back out this way, you now have a crossfire onto wide room, which is exactly what you want, right? And the nice thing about this angle is you have like a lot of health packs. You have this one, you even got this one. This is kind of a death trap though. But you also can use the resupply cabinet already, even if this is not your spawn yet. And the nice thing about that as well is you can Benny bind and you'll instantly spawn on the other spawn room as well. So you can just stay here for a long time and then you can instantly teleport to the other side of the map. That's really nice, right? And another reason you want to do that is when your combo starts to sit here, right? Like and your medic sits here. What's the one thing that can kill your medic now?
A sniper.
Yeah, there's a window there, right? So if your flank can kill that, can just keep back raping that sniper, deny this window angle from them, they can never get onto your medic. Which means their combo now, 100%, has to push like this, right? And what happens if they push like this? What do you think happens if they try to push like this and your combo's in here?
Into the pit.
They're all dead, yes, exactly. Because they all get air blasted. So the general idea, right, when holding last, is you don't really have to do anything, right? Because you don't really want to go this far deep in, because then A, you get a lot of sidelines to get sniped, B, you don't need to, E cap super slow, and you can just sticky the point from all the way back here. You can just whoop, 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 and they can't cap. Because there's no bridges, so only Scout and Soldier can really get on point, and that's really easy to just spam out, right? So you can just sit all the way back here, nice and safe, no sniper, no if they try to push like this, your pyro fucks them in the pit. So you basically just put your medic somewhere here, demo here, pyro right next to him to deny their demo to walk in on your demo and shit. And also peeking this upper because they can flank from there. I'll get into that in a sec. And then you just maybe also put your sniper here. And usually if they're really hard committing to E, you also rotate your heavy and engineer as well. Right? And then you just spam the point and they can't do shit. That's it. It's very simple strat. There's another reason though, you don't want to push out usually, right? Unless they're basically getting wiped if you do. The reason for that is that they could of course fake going E. So they kind of bust White Room, right? They try to kill your flank, they get the 2 picks, then they leave like a guy here to like pretend you're still here, or like usually you can put someone like behind this window. And you can of course see that from BCE, so they think, oh wow, there's people White Room, like I see a bunch of movement, I see like a scout and an engineer there. Oh, we really have to stay in a BCE connector. In the meantime, what they're doing is they had their spy be smart, and while they all rotate, your spy got in on B, right? And they now all rotate, and they all rush drop down. The gun gets sapped so they don't get forced instantly, they take the gun out. They walk up like this, and then they Uber around. They walk around here, and they Uber as soon as they see your combo. And now, Blue has a good Uber because now they have gained all this ground for free, right? And they can actually start capping, right? So they'll try to fake White Room push to push B, basically. That makes sense, right? So let's say they don't do that. They actually commit to E. Usually, what they want to do is, as I said, they want to put that sniper in window. The other thing they want to do is put this gun on heaven. Right? And then they wrangle the door there, because your soldier can of course stand in the door, peek out of there, your sniper can do the same, your heavy can do the same, like they can peek like this, right? And that kind of fucks point. You can also spam that, right? So how do you set up for a hold here? You have the gun there, sniper somewhere, like watch this angle. Sometimes they even put him in under, like cheeky spots, or like on this ramp and shit, right? And then you want to get your pyro in here, with the medic like right here, and your heavy head glitching this, and your demo basically rotating whatever side they're pressuring the most, whether that's that side or this side, right? And if your pyro's in here, right, they can't air blast you off the pit, because your pyro can deny these doorways before they even get there, right? That's the idea with that. But as I said, if you try to push like this, that doesn't work. So how would you be able to do that? If they're faster than you, and you should assume, well, in open no, but good teams will be fast enough to just rotate here before you can get here with any combo class, right? The only other way you can actually get that hold set up is where you basically push your entire combo like this. They go like this. They go like this. They go either this way, or more common, they go like all the way up like that. Or like they do the strafe jump. They go def corridor, or they go drop down, right? and they just try to get towards, this is under by the way, through under or through death corridor, which I'll get into later. They'll do this jump on C, or like this jump on C, like you can jump up like that, and you can jump up on this thing, you can jump in like that, right? And then they push from high ground onto this, but it takes it takes a long ass time for them to do that, right? So if you know they're gonna do it, what you do is you put your pyro aggressive here, and as soon as they try, reflect, and then your demo cleans up behind you. Right? Your demo and pyro just walk up, and they can't do it anymore. So that's another reason you want your one of your flank to survive on that side of the map, because then they can call that shit, right? If you're in playing in this general area or something, you can of course also do this. Go to the spawn, and now you have a window on the death corridor. This is death corridor, which is the CD connector. I'll get into it later, right? And then you have the intel on that as well, right? Any questions so far about this idea?
Can our demo put stickies on that grater to see?
Oh yeah, so you can definitely put stickies both on top and under the grates, and it will splash through. So that will, yeah, if a medic or something standing on it, it will drop them.
And for some reason that's allowed, but okay.
Yeah, that's fine. That's a map feature, you know.
All right.
So yeah.
Noticeable.
So we've gone over how to attack A now. Well, A you don't really have to attack. Okay, so if they for some reason do stack a lot of people on A, you can just, if they stack their entire team on A, you should all just push B, and you should get this, because then they give you this connector for free, right? And you can just all push B and just set up for last cap, right? And they'll just get sandwiched, because the only way they can rotate through is this door, basically, to get back. So if they all hold A, you just push B with everyone. That's why people don't hold A, because you always get forced to rotate off anyways, because their team will just get on cap, right? Or if they put a bunch of people on A, you just put like your entire team on A, and you just cap A, basically, right? So if they try to put their flank there and try to spam you out, you just put some extra people on A when you attack, and you cap it that way, okay? If you have some trouble there. We went over, yeah, so generally speaking, no, I think we're almost done, right? Yeah, okay. So for B, once your combo rotates, right? When the call is made that they're pushing wide room, the people that should rotate first are your pyro, demo, medic, okay? And then your sniper can go as well, if he wants to. Usually sniper's a good idea, but that's it, right? And then either your heavy or NG follows a bit later, right? Usually you leave them two for a sec in case it's a fake. And if they really start pressuring it really hard on E, you rotate one of them with. Most teams do heavy, right? Which is another reason you have this telly here, right? So when your heavy rotates, you can still telly back up, right? Or teams do engineer, in which case the gun, you put it up like right here in the back. Same for heavy, you play right here in the back, basically, right? And you just put some extra pressure on point, even more pressure on point, so they really can't do anything, right? And then one or the other watches the back, and he watches this area, right? So what should your spy be doing in this time, right?
Calling if they're faking, or
yeah. So your spy should stay on A, right? And he should either try to do nothing, or if he sees a chance to drop the medic, he can go for that. But if you lose intel, it's a big deal, right? So debatable, right? So if it's taking a long time, what your spy can do is you can also go drop down. Like especially after their team, let's say they try to do this push, and then they all die, right? Then your spy should then be checking, maybe go drop down like this, and then just cloak and dagger right around here to just see if he sees people coming B, because then your combo has to rotate back, right? Makes sense. Okay. And that's or what he can do, right? If they're doing like if he thinks they're gonna do the other push, and basically or if your scout is respawned, right? Because you died in wide room, or your spy is respawned because you didn't survive the spy checking on A. You can when you respawn, you can just go like towards C and play towards this angle, right? And you can just keep some intel here. That's also just fine. Okay. Same for scout. Scout, you can also just sit behind here and spy check for your medic, basically. Right? Any question about this? Like this rotating thing?
No, it's just attacking.
Yeah, so for rotating back, it's basically the same, right? You just need to, if you don't see people here anymore, good chance you should just rotate back, right? Okay. Like, that's a bit of a game sense, you'll get to know that, but also rely on your comms, right? Play smart in that sense, right? If they do that, and your flank's still somewhere here, and your flank managed to kill their flank here, they can of course go behind them and go drop down, right? After. So same thing, right? So let's say you always rotate your flank towards here, right? Okay, can you I'm gonna mute you, your mic's fucking up, Wacky. Yeah, his mic's I muted him for a sec. So let's say you put your flank here, right? They walk passively here, but then your spy calls no one's on A, or it's just like nothing. And you basically, maybe it's like an engineer and a soldier, and you coordinate a stab on that by having your soldier spam while your spy stabs him, and then your scout and soldier rush to clean up the other two people, or whatever, right? Something like that. You now kill flag, but you now also know they're gonna be pushing B, right? Like, or maybe as soon as the call's made, they're using Uber on B. What you should do is your flank can of course just rush drop down behind them and then clean them up from behind, right? Or they can rotate back, right? So if they're really hard pressuring B and there's no reason for your flank to stay on A, don't stay on A. Just leave a scout or a spy there, depending on what's better. Preferably it's just a spy at some point, but like your scout and sort of really easy to rotate back anyways. Okay. So yeah, if there's a lot of pressure here, just put like rotate one person out and let the other two help on B. Obviously, that's much better. Like you want to take as many people in the fight as possible, right? Like as long as you keep one guy here to call intel to try to push this, good. So yeah, I kind of explained how you push B, right? By explaining how you defend it. So as I said, you can do two things that are really strong. It's where you do like wide room fake, then you go drop down, right? And then you have your sniper and the spy ready to set the gun, as I said. And then you try to get in. And you want to never Uber on this low ground, as I said before. You always want to Uber the earliest around this corner. That's the earliest you want to pop. Preferably you pop when they're still in this choke, basically, so you can pop around this corner instead. And then you can just get some cap time and you can get some people spamming point and shit. One thing to watch out for is when you get this far in, their heavy might start, and sniper might start glitching from this window. This is a very good spot. So always keep an eye on this. This is window, right? So be careful of that. There's another thing though that you can do. There's two other things, right? So this is the variation where you basically push everyone through this drop down. You basically fake them a bit in a wide room, bit like leaving a flank there, like a scout, engineer, maybe a sniper even. Preferably the least amount possible that they still basically decide to chill in this connector, right? So you have more time to rotate, right? Just even a heavy leaving here sometimes can be good, because then they think it's like they're really committing with combo, right? Because heavy's here, right? While everyone just gets whipped the other way or something. Or you just leave flank here, which a scout soldier also works. But if flank stays here, your soldier whips him out first, then comes back, basically. And then your flank can do two things. They can either go drop down as well when the Uber exchange is happening. So when the after Uber happens, they can clean up. Or, what's better, if this works, is you can keep pushing, right? And you push behind them in BCE. And now their combo's cucked, because your team is fighting from the point. Their combo's on the stairs somewhere, and now your flank's coming in behind with soldier scout and massive damage, right? And you just sandwich the fuck out of them, okay? And then yeah, the other B push is where you just straight up push B. Requires your spy usually to go all the way behind, get ready for coordinated sap, or maybe get through, whatever. You try to get sniper and coordinated sap basically before you push. And then the other thing that's really important is you basically set, like, as I said, you set like 5 counts down this corridor with corns and whatever, and you kill the heavy and the telly. And you then start playing your sniper up here slowly. basically your heals play here and a bunch of people there, then your pyro is always going to be watching this, and usually you want to have a level 3 gun there as well to wrangle this. So what's really good to do if they try to put people up there, right? Your pyro can of course, and your pyro and demo can kind of push behind them, right? So you always have to leave a pyro and preferably also a gun here to watch that, prevent that from happening. Because pyro on full buff just walking through here, really good. Like they could even try to decide, yeah, let's Uber in on pyro. And now you get Ubered, you get forced because your medic's standing right here like a fucking moron, not looking at his back, right? No one's watching this. You get Ubered in from behind, your blue team gets forced, and now you're kind of really in like a choky area where you have to take this Uber with like 5 people, and your blue team is definitely going to lose the most players there. It's always advantageous, because at the same time your demo might be putting up sticky traps here, right? Soldier might already be rotating back for after Uber. So it's a very messy Uber, and even if they decide to drop down, they're still on low ground after Uber. Right. So be careful of that when you do that. But yeah, the general idea is you just put some a lot of pressure on that playground area and you slowly push them out to a passive hold where they have to put the gun like somewhere right here or right here, and their medic has to play from here, and then you have the space to go for an Uber exchange to try and win. Right. There's also a nice bomb you can do. A soldier on this point, if you want to do it, you can jump from here off of that, and you get a really nice high bomb into that choke here. You can strafe around. Any questions about this? Right?
Nope.
The main thing on steel is don't keep doing the same shit over and over again. That's how you waste time. Right? And always do shit with the entire team on attack. That's general rule. Yes, you have to play steel. So
Week 4.
let's speed this up because I've gone over half the map.
Crazy fuck.
Okay, Pog, 1 more hour.
No, the other half is a bit more easy. So when you lose B, the setup you want to have, right? Okay, so don't commit too hard to it. If they already have like people stacking on point, if you can't recommit because you don't have Uber at, you don't have players, just get out and set up on B. Generally, after you lose B, your flank will mostly be playing White Room or at least at this E area, so they can help your engineer and gun who's set up here after you lose. So basically, they play either White Room or like up here somewhere, so they can help your engineer survive. That's basically it. And prevent them from putting teleporters and shit in White Room. Okay. Then the other thing, your combo wants to be setting up here. You want to have your medic like somewhere around here on this left wall, not the right wall, because that looks into the sniper sideline. Right? Then you have either your demo heavy or pyro heavy, aggressive, basically trying to spam the sniper out before. Your sniper plays with you here, trying to counter snipe that, and your heavy can play here if he is. Pyro can play right next to the demo otherwise, right? And then either your pyro or heavy, whoever's alive, watches this top left, right? If they're really not pressuring White Room at all, there's no reason to leave your soldier stuck in White Room, right? So what he can do is he can do 2 things, right? He can play from here, right? Basically help your heavy a bit, have to help this corner get some flank spam if they try to push through, right? Or he can also like pretty easily rotate from under, right? So that means he can go like this, jump up, and he can be the one watching Cliff. This is called Cliff. Or this is why I said gate was confusing. This is the other gate basically. This is also sometimes called gate. I would always call it BC connector or Cliff. Okay? Not to be confused with BCE connector, but the general easiest call out to fix that is Cliff. Okay, just call this Cliff.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So then your soldier watches this, and that means your entire combo can focus on the front here, which makes it really hard for them to push. And of course, if they try to push this, your combo of course rotates. But then like they won't get a nice drop down behind you. You just get as soon as they do it, your pyro airblast them down. You get a better Uber, right? And you kind of asked about it earlier, right? Be careful when you're playing here that their demo or soldier doesn't do shitty flank, manage to get into under somehow and just get stickies there and fucks them up. Okay. Vice versa though, if they push through, you kind of lost some players. You really can't hold BC anymore. You have to back out to C or something, right? Then your demo, if he's still alive, can go like this. Hide until the Uber exchange is over, and oh no, they all get wiped because they're all standing right here or like right on the grates and they get fucked. You know, that's it's usually better on the red demo side, in my opinion. But yeah, how it works. Okay, second hold for C. If you can't hold BC, you can also set up for a passive C hold. You put your heavy right here, really nice head glitch spot. You can put your sniper here if you want. He can also play on E at this stage. Your demo right here, your medic right here. And if there's no pressure at all, usually you want to keep your pyro here. Sometimes he can be on E, but generally speaking you just want to keep your combo together. And a general idea being with this is you can easily rotate through the spawn to E to help there if they try to cap that. Or you can of course go like this and then take an Uber exchange into them from here once they try to cap. Basically, and you can recontest from this side once they try to commit onto point, okay? The main idea with that though is you can't wait too long, because if they take down your flank and gun, now it's just your combo against their entire team. So don't split up your team too much. It's very important you take a fight, you choose when you take the fight on red team at this stage of the game, right? One thing you don't want to do though is give up C for nothing if you can avoid it, right? Of course if you get wiped on B you kind of lose C automatically, but if you can avoid it you want to try to at least delay C a bit, because once they cap C, one major thing that happens is those gates, like those bridges here open, which means a lot more of the team can start capping. Okay? So any questions about this part of the map? Right? Again, where should spy be? Fairly obvious. Either wide room if no one's there, or behind them on B is really good as well. Right?
STV camera.
Yeah, STV camera, basically. Again. But like, mainly you want to call where they're pushing from, a spy. Again. So, being behind them on B is really good. That's also the only way you get picks on this map ever. Yeah. Okay, so let's say, that's basically C, right? So how does it tie into E, right? So a general rule for E is once you control one of the entrances to E, like pretty decisively, as the defending team, you can always put stickies on the point, which means you can always defend the point. So if you look at this point, there's really three main areas of entrance. You got connector, this wide room, and then you got the spawn room of red and DE connector, which is kind of the same area, right? As long as red team controls one of these entrances, you can always get a gun there, or put some stickies on, you can always block the cap. Usually, right? You always have the choice to like fucking lock it down. So that's kind of your goal, right? So let's say you lose C, right? Now you have to defend D and E. So does anyone have a good idea where you should set up his combo? There's two answers here. They're both okay. So
In the connector and in up top.
On
the
top.
wide room.
yeah, so your gun is here, right? With your flank, like generally
Yeah.
speaking. So your combo is actually best off sitting in wide room after they cap C.
Okay.
Because if they like they want to try to either push from connector or from wide room, if you allow their combo to get wide room, right? They now have two of the connectors under control to cap E. That's really bad for you. If you're sitting wide room with combo, you basically guarantee you have this door and you have that door on lockdown. Usually, right? So the only thing that fucks this is of course them pushing def corridor. But as long as you have a spy watch sitting on C, you can always call that when you're sitting in wide room, right? So if that happens, you have really nice sticky traps like right on this door. If your demo's quick enough, you can even put some like really nice stickies on this door. This door, this door. So this is def corridor for two reasons. There's a fuck ton of sticky trap spots. And it's in between two fucking shutter doors of red spawn. So it's really easy for them to just sandwich once they walk into this connector, right? Medics get dropped all the time in that shit. So, yeah. So as long as you just rotate here accordingly, they really can't do shit, right? The other nice thing is that your flank who was sitting here can rotate through spawn and like go up and shit, right? Makes sense. While your combo push from wide room, even if they get on point in time, right? And while they're capping D, they're not capping E, right? And denying E is still very easy from this, right? Another thing though, right? Let's say they really wanna prevent you from having wide room because it's fucking them too much, so they like commit a fuck ton of players to wide room, right? And you lose like a pick, and they're gonna, they're gonna Uber exchange in. Do you keep holding wide room? Like your player's down. What do you want to do, right? On red team, they finally got the picks. They're ready to push wide room. What should you be doing as red team if you're low on players here, right? They're all spawning. Do you keep holding wide room? Or no?
No, because spawns are too long.
Exactly, spawns are too long. So what do you want to do? You really want to buy time for your spawners to get in at this stage, right? So it's fine to just like stay here as long as you can and slowly back off. And as soon as you think they're gonna Uber, you're just out already. Out through lockers. And you just go fucking like play all the way back here. Like play the passive D hold. Or you go into this area and you rotate to E. Right? And now by the time your spawns get in, you can sandwich them. Right? And you still kept control of this E bats area, which means you still have control of one entrance towards E point, which means you can always block the point. Right? And you get better spawners. Right? Same reason you might want to take an Uber exchange in wide room to buy some time for your spawners to get in. Right? It really depends, but generally back out, then go for Uber exchange. That buys you generally 20 seconds, and that's what you're going for there. Right? Okay, any question about that? Right? So generally you hold wide room, and if you don't, you go to like this hold here, or you just play on E or something. Right? You just back out, and then you refight once they get spawners. You allow them to get a tiny bit of cap time, but that's it. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, as I said before, like the main thing on Steel is you don't lose your players. If you keep your players up, you can always take space back later. That's how I see it, at least. Right? Like if you really want to try to avoid losing space, but if you know they're gonna just get it anyways, you might as well survive. You know?
Yes.
Okay. So there's another hold, right? Which is where you set up on everyone basically here, and you put some of your flank BC towards C point basically to flank them if they ever try to put a gun aggressive here and shit like that. That works as well. Generally speaking, once they cap D, the biggest thing that happens, well, the only thing there's railings on the bridges, right? But also these two spawn doors close, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 5 minutes, Elf. I'm almost done. Okay.
Okay, I'll stay then.
Yeah. These spawn doors close, right? Which means it's really hard for you to like, for your spawners to rush E cap to block it, right? If you have to clutch. So if that's the case, again, you want to sit in wide room. And one other thing you can do is you can play your medic in heaven with the gun and a bunch of other people. Watch for the sniper sideline from window here. That's really dewy. You don't get sniped. And then you basically put your demo on this point with some backup. And you just roam around constantly to where they're pushing. If they push BC, your entire team goes this way. If they push wide room, your entire team goes that way. And you kind of play on the point with heals, walk over these bridges, and just rotate a bunch, right? That's another way to hold this point. Okay? Any questions about this?
No.
Okay, let's go into pushing D and E then. So I said it before. You can put a gun here to start capping, right? Shit like that. Or you can stack a lot of people in wide room and then just wipe them on D or something, right? And then you wanna, as soon as you wipe them, basically the goal to cap E is you wipe them, you split your cap on D and E at the same time. You put one person on like D, or like 1 or 2 people on D, and then the rest on E. And you wanna basically spawn camp them. Right, lock down this, and lock down BC. And if you can lock that down, then you can just keep capping, right? And you just put your medic on point, healing and shit. And your demo maybe watches this, with some other guy. And then your heavy watches this, or your gun is watching, sitting here, wrangling every side basically. Right, and then some other people are capping here. And like 2 other people are capping there, something like that, right? General setup. And then they have to, of course, then commit to E, which means you get D for free, which closes these doors, which makes it easier to push E the next time, or you just commit to E with everyone anyways, and you just cap E straight away, right? Another way to, if you really want to like go A, B, C, D, E, if you kill them on C, you can just walk Death Corridor, because if you're quick enough, right, and they don't know you're coming there, you can just go to Death Corridor with your combo and just stack people up here, get some stickies down, and basically block them from getting back in. You just cap D and then you start capping E. Right? Or you can do what I said, you push from wide room and have your flank go from Death Corridor. It's very important that if you push from wide room with your combo, that your flank's also coming from that someone's coming from Death Corridor to sandwich them after Uber. Doesn't have to be during the Uber, but after Uber someone has to clean up, right? Another important thing is that you when you cap E, you take down this gun. Like you need to coordinate taking down that gun with your demo and soldier and whatever. Like that's also very important. Okay, I think that's it. No questions? Or is there any?
Nah, we just have to scrim steel now.
Yeah. So for steel, you're a new team, right? Generally, like as a unit. This is
Yeah,
you should start scrimming now. It's a tough map, as you now well know.
I think I aged like 2 years.
Yeah. Luckily for you, I recorded this, so you can all watch it back. There's anything you
Emil,
want
you
to
should
I'll be champ.
watch. You should watch our steel game. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
You might enjoy it.
Can we have warm tick map now?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Whenever you play some steel and you want to do demo review, I'm ready for that, and then we'll see you again.
Yes.
Alright.
Few
Thank
demo
you.
reviews.
Because now you know the basics, just learn to implement them.
Yeah,
That's
just review
Yeah.
the retarded our first TO game, Pepper.
Okay, have a good one.
Yeah.
Take care, man.
Thank-
Thank you.
Thank you, Emil.
Thank you.